Okay, so let's start off. We're going to move through a 60-minute yoga strength class today. And the focus will be not so much on the power of the poses, so not so much finding strength through powerful sort of lifting movements, but finding strength in stability. So we're going to be slowing things down, and we're going to be really working into stability through transitions. So there might be some really slow, steady transitions. If you're feeling a bit wobbly today, you might want to grab a chair to have by your mat and sort of use it as you'd use it as in a bar class, just a light touch on the chair when we're doing some more of the balancey stuff. Otherwise, I'm not using any props. I've just got a little blanket next to me for Shavasana in case it gets a bit cool. So we'll get started standing. Bringing the feet to hip distance apart. Allowing the soles of the feet to really connect downward into the mat. Holding your body as you stand. And then from this stable connection, allow the rest of the body to really go soft. So a softness through the knees, a softness through the hips, through the shoulders, the arms. The neck is long, the head stacks evenly on the neck, on the shoulders. And when you're ready, the eyes close down. Observe how it feels to be without your sight sense standing. And really start to tune into the way the body moves. Even though you are standing in relative stillness, there's still a lot going on. And much of this activity is happening to keep you upright. So even though they're not conscious movements or conscious muscle activations, the body is keeping you stable. When we take a moment to stop and recognize these things, we might grow a little more trust for ourselves, a little more trust that our body's got us as we move from space to space. All we need to do is listen to it truthfully. We're taking a moment here to really connect inward, to open a space for conversation with our bodies. Check in with how you're feeling. This could be physical, this could be emotional, this could be energetic, all of the above. Take a moment to listen for your breath. Check in with how you're breathing. Releasing any judgment or any expectation that might arise. And starting to sit within the truth of your present moment. Wherever you are, how you're feeling, how you are in your space today. Take a moment here just to have a little think about what brought you to your mat this morning. What has influenced your urge to practice? And this might help us form an intention to move with. An intention can be anything. What do you need from your practice today? As you settle on your intention, gather it toward your heart center by bringing your palms to touch in Anjali Mudra. Holding the intention between your palms, close to your heart. Let's begin our practice with 3 big breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. So emptying out completely to start, and then taking a deep breath in. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Cleansing the body twice more, inhale. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Once more, big breath in. Big sigh out. Closing down the mouth now, bringing the breath in and out of the nostrils. Lengthening, smoothing out your inhales and your exhales. Growing them until you're breathing with your entire body. Beautiful. On your next exhale, release your hands down by your sides and draw your chin down toward your chest. Let the back of the neck lengthen out. Inhaling here. The next exhale rolls the shoulders forward and we start to curl through the upper back. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring some softness into the knees, start to curl through the middle back. Inhale. Exhale, more softness through the knees as you hinge at the hips, allowing the belly to reach toward the thighs, finding your forward fold. Allow this shape to be soft and as effortless as possible. And if you feel a lot of compression or a lot of blood pressure change as you come into this forward fold, you might want to bring your hands either to your shins and just support yourself here, or hands to that chair if you're using it. Otherwise, folding right in, belly to thighs. We're going to take the arms behind the legs, just a gentle hug. Allow the head to go heavy and give the head a little nod. A little shake. Another little nod. Starting to find length through the back body. Maybe there's space to lift the sit bones a little bit higher. We've got a couple more breaths here. And then if you've got the hands behind the legs, releasing them now and placing your fingertips down onto the mat. Just super light through the fingertips or onto the chair, or if you've got a wall by you and you want a bit of height, that's also a great thing to use. Somewhere where we can support ourselves, balance ourselves, because we're going to start to shift weight in our feet. So knees stay as bent as they need to be. On the next inhale, we're going to press into the toes and lift the heels. As you exhale, nice and slow, press into the heels. Have a little play with lifting and spreading the toes. We'll do this a couple more times. Press into the toes, lifting the heels high. And then pressing into the heels, lifting and spreading the toes. Once more, press into the toes, lift the heels. And press into the heels, lift and spread those toes. Now start to ground down firmly through all 4 corners of the feet. Lift and spread the toes and then grip them down into the mat. On the next inhale, we're all going to run hands to shins. Press the legs a little straighter. We don't need to get all the way to straight. Torso comes roughly parallel to your mat, gazes down. And then exhale, soften the knees, melt in on yourself. Twice more, inhale, press away, come to your half lift. Exhale, softening down. One more deep breath in. Full exhale. Back to your half lift on the inhale. You can stay here supporting hands to shins or hands to chair or wall. Otherwise, we're going to use the exhale, firm belly button to lower back and bring hands to heart. Starting to strengthen through the core as you keep lengthening out through the spine. Crown of the head draws forward, sit bones draw back. Observing where you're feeling this shape. Okay, we're going to keep hands to heart or hands to whatever is supporting them and play a little bit with transitioning of weight in the feet once again. So taking your time with this, belly button to lower back, press into the toes, have a little play with lifting the heels. Press into the heels, have a little play with lifting and spreading the toes. Twice more, toes down, heels up. Heels down, toes up. My goodness, one more time. Inhaling. And exhaling. All right, grounding down through all four corners of the feet again. Lift and spread the toes, then grip down into them. Lift the arches of the feet. Take a deep breath in. A long breath out, keep the spine long, bend the knees a little, use the inhale, let's press back up to standing. The exhale to draw the hands down by the sides, coming to our Tadasana. We'll keep feet hip distance apart. Standing nice and tall now. Gaze forward, try not to look down at the feet. We're going to go through that shifting of weight again. So roll the shoulders back and down, allow the chest to be nice and proud. Firm through the belly, firm through the legs. Press into the toes, lift the heels. If it's a little wobbly, that's okay. Press into the heels, lift and spread the toes. Press into the toes, lift the heels. Press into the heels, lift and spread the toes. How are we using our legs today? One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, feeling free to keep your feet hip distance apart. Otherwise, walking them together, big toes touch, heels are a little bit apart. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit back into our chair, Utkatasana. So making sure that you're not sticking your tailbone out and melting your belly to your thighs. We're drawing the tailbone down, belly away from thighs, lower ribs and hip bones toward each other. So really firming up, strengthening through the core. Arms can stay reaching, hands can come to heart. We're shifting the weight forward, into the toes, out of the heels. We're shifting the weight back into the heels, out of the toes. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the weight in the heels. Keep the toes lifted and spread. Inhale, reach the arms high. Keep the knees as bent as they are. Exhale, belly to thighs, arms sweep back behind you. So not rushing this movement because we want to keep the legs as still as possible. Inhale, draw belly up off thighs, spine long, tailbone tucked. Exhale, melting back down. One more time, inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale, we're going to come all the way back up to standing. Reach the arms up as you do. Exhale, draw the hands down by the side. Okay, making our way to our down dog. Inhale, reach the arms up. Press the palms together. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold down over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, lengthen out. Exhale, fold, plant the hands either underneath the shoulders, or if you've got a little bit more space, hands come beside the feet so the toes and the fingers are in line. So underneath the shoulders can be a great place to start, especially if you're still warming up. Press down into the hands. We're going to step right foot and then left foot back into our plank. You can bring the knees down at any point here, otherwise we're working with our full plank. Crown of the head forward, heels back. We're pressing into the left foot without moving the hips, without moving the shoulders. Hover the right foot off the mat for 3. So keeping the hips even, keeping the weight of the body evenly distributed for 2. 1, right foot comes down, left foot lifts. Remember, this can happen on your knees for 3. 2. 1, left foot down. Inhale, rock forward, grip into your fingertips. Exhale, bring the knees down. Untuck the toes and press hips back to heels, coming into your closed-legged Utthita Balasana. Forehead to the mat, or if it doesn't go all the way there, that's okay. Just allow the head to hang heavy. We're just going to be here for 1 deep breath in. And full exhale. Inhale, lift the head, look forward, roll up. Exhale, lean forward, grip into the fingertips. So we're transitioning the weight forward. We're not letting the hips drop. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, press back. Weight is in the hips. Inhale, rock forward. Weight transitions to the shoulders. Exhale, grip into the fingertips. Inhale, come on back. Belly to lower back. Exhale, press back. Nice and slowly. Observe the detail of the movement. Inhale, come up and rock forward. Grip into the fingertips. Just a slight bend through the elbows as you exhale. Look to your elbows. We're pausing here. Notice which way they're pointing. If they're pointing out, we want to wrap the armpits in to draw the elbows to point toward the back of the mat. Activating your triceps for 3. 2. 1. Inhale, press back up towards straight arms. Exhale, press back. Straight back up. Inhale, coming on up, rocking forward, gripping into the fingertips. Again, we're going to bend the elbows. If you have the space to bend a little bit deeper, you want to keep pressing away from the mat as you bend the elbows. You can keep it quite shallow or maybe going a little bit further with this one, remembering to wrap the armpits in so the elbows point toward the back of the mat, squeezing the upper arms into the sides of the body. Keep pressing away from the mat like you're trying to slow your descent for 3. 2. 1. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, press back, Utthita Balasana. 1 deep breath in here. And full exhale. One more time, inhale, rocking up, rocking forward. Weight goes in toward the fingertips. Exhale, bend the elbows, maybe all the way until the elbows are in line with the sides of the body. Inhale here, press away from the mat. This time we're going all the way down, 1 line on the exhale to lower. As you lower, your hands stay where they are, so the elbows are directly upward. Squeeze them in. So we're keeping that inward movement of the elbows like the upper arms are drawing into the sides of the body. Keep that squeeze. This helps roll the shoulders back as you press down through the tops of the feet. Press down through the pubic bone, draw the belly button up and forward. Inhale, lift toward your cobra. You can stay here, you can hover the hands wherever you are, keep drawing the shoulder blades toward each other. For 3. 2. 1, if the hands are up, bring them back down. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Tuck the toes, press into the hands and the knees. Inhale, lift up. We're keeping the toes tucked. Exhale, lifting the hips, pressing back toward our downward facing dog. We're going to keep the feet together for this down dog today. Squeeze the inner thighs. Imagine you're holding a little apple or maybe even something smaller, a grape in between your inner thighs. You're pressing in toward it and trying to pop it out behind you. That inward roll helps activate and lift through the pelvic floor. Helps you stay light and lifted through your center, and this will help us as we transition forward to our plank. Send your chest forward, send the crown of your head forward. This is the inhale. As you exhale, slow it down, lift back up, downward facing dog. Legs stay together, keep that squeeze, that lift of your center point. Inhale, transitioning forward. Press away from the mat. Exhale, transitioning up and back. One more time, we're inhaling to transition forward. This time we're going to exhale, transfer the weight to the outside of the right foot. Both hands stay down on the mat, so we've found a little twist. Inhale, come back onto your toes. Exhale, transition the weight to the outside of the left foot. We're going to do one more, either side. Inhale. Exhale. Keep weight equal as possible in the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, coming back to center. We're going back to the right on the exhale. And then we're going to step the left foot behind the right knee. Lift the left hand up, press out of the right shoulder. Modified side plank, not your wild thing. For 3. Press out of that right hand. For 2. Stay lifted through your center. For 1, left leg straightens out. Roll back onto your toes. Left hand comes down. Outside edge of the left foot now. Press into your left hand. Right toes come just behind the left knee for support. Inhale, reach up. Press out of the mat. Modified side plank for 3. 2. 1. Right leg comes back towards straight. Right hand comes back down to the mat. Big breath in. Exhale, bring the knees down, untuck the toes. Inhale, rock forward, shoulders in front of wrists. Exhale, bend the elbows, pause. Inhale. Exhale, come all the way down. Press into the tops of the feet, press into the pubic bone, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift to your cobra. Option to lift your hands, squeeze the shoulder blades together for 3. Keep the back of the neck long. For 2. For 1, if the hands are lifted, bring them back down. Inhale. Exhale, coming all the way back down. Tuck the toes, press into hands and knees. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Okay, feet are together. From here, we're going to look forward to the top of the mat, and we're going to tippy toe our feet up to our hands. So starting to shorten the dog, tippy toe. Keep that squeeze of the inner thighs like you're holding that marble in between your thighs as you tippy toe up. And there comes a point where the weight will start to move quite far forward into the hands because you're lifting the hips up. The hips up, the shoulders under the hips. As you come forward, if you need to bend your knees at any time, please do so. We aim to walk the feet right up in between the hands. If it doesn't quite get there, that's fine. Remember, hands can work underneath shoulders in your forward fold, or hands can work fingers in line with toes. So whatever is working for you today, let's all inhale, half lift. Hands can come to shins or a chair, or maybe fingertips stay on the mat. Exhale, fold. Press down through the feet. Inhale, rise to standing. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the hands up through center. Separate the hands to shoulder distance apart. Exhale, sit down into your chair. Inhale here, lift and spread the toes. Exhale, fold down, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold either hands under shoulders or hands either side of the feet. We're going to press down into the left foot. Get light in the right foot. Try not to move the hips. The right foot comes off the mat just a little bit. The right leg plugs up into the right hip socket. We're going to keep that right foot flexed and start to draw it up and back behind us, just until the heel comes in line with the hip. The toes are pointing down. Oh my goodness. Inhale, come up onto your fingertips, half lift, or maybe hands to your chair. Exhale, fold back down over your left leg without letting your right leg move. 2 more times. Inhale. Strong through the center, light through the hands. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back up to a little lift. We're going to exhale, bend the left knee, tap the right toes down. No weight into the back foot. So remember, your hands can be on a chair or a wall. Inhale, pick that back foot up by pressing the left leg towards straight. You don't want to get it all the way to straight. You don't want to hyperextend. Okay, exhale, bend the knee like you're stepping back into your lunge, just to tap the toes down. We've got 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, step back toward your lunge. So the weight is completely in the front foot. Now we're going to transition weight to the back foot a little. Lift the hands up. Inhale. Exhale, transition weight back to the front foot. Get light in the toes, maybe a little hover. 2 more times. Inhale, pick it up, nice and slow. Exhale. 1 more time, weight shifts back to lift the torso. Inhale. Weight shifts forward to get light in the right leg. Exhale. This time we're coming all the way up, crescent lunge. Weight shifts back. Lifting up, reaching up, we take the arms up. Hands come up above the shoulders, palms turn in to face each other. Notice if you've started to make this sort of shape, rib cage popping out. Draw your lower ribs down toward your hip bones. Firm up through the center to keep activity, to keep yourself lighter in your movements. Okay, from here we're going to inhale, reach the fingertips up as high as we can. And then exhale, bend the left knee generously until the left knee comes above the left ankle. Inhale, draw out of the lunge slightly to feel that lengthening out of the torso. Exhale, really deep in the lunge, feeling it in the legs. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, find your lunge. Stay nice and low. Inhale, reach your hands higher. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center. Inhaling here. And then use the exhale, lean forward and twist. We're hooking right elbow to the outside of the left knee. There's a little wobble, that's okay. Find your stability here as much as possible. Draw belly off left thigh. We're going to keep looking down. So we're not making this so much about the twist as we are about the balance. As much as possible, inhale, start to shift the weight forward. Take the weight out of the right foot into the left foot. A slow motion, oh my goodness, a slow motion step with the right foot forward until it joins the left, so you're in your twisted chair pose, twisted Utkatasana. We're going to do it 2 more times. So pressing into the left foot, a slow motion step back to your lunge. Pressing into the left foot, a slow motion step forward, twisted chair. 1 more time. Step it back. Step it forward. Knees are equal. Squeeze the inner thighs. Untwist your chair. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift and spread through the sit bones. Exhale, find a little more fold over your legs, and we're going to hold it here. Maybe feeling a little lopsided. One leg has worked a little harder than the other. We'll even up in a minute. For 3. 2. And 1. Soften the knees, inhale, half lift, hands to shins, hands to chair, fingertips to mat, whatever works for you. Exhale, fold. Press down through the feet, inhale, rise to standing. And exhale, hands come down by our sides. I'm just going to check the time. So standing in your Tadasana, taking a moment. Noticing if there are any discrepancies through the left and right sides of the body. And that's okay, but just feeling it, just observing the detail. My left glute is a little bit on fire. And so we're going to take a little moment to stretch that out. So pressing into the right foot now. Notice how you're holding your weight in your feet. Notice where your hips are in space. And we'll try and keep the hips there. You can take your hands to them as you lift the left knee up, bringing the left leg to a 90-degree angle. Exhale, bring the left foot back down to the mat. So notice if your weight shifts right out to the right. Notice if you're coming like this to lift. And try and keep as upright through the body as you can, using the muscles at your center to smooth the movement out. Exhale, bring the foot back down. We'll do it 1 more time. Inhale, light through the left foot, pick it up. Exhale, press it back down. Your right foot has to work a whole lot more actively. Okay, we're going to pick it up again. Try not to shift out to the right. Inhale. And then draw your left foot out to the right, toward your knee. Exhale, bend through the right knee. We're coming in to our figure 4 shape standing, so our one-legged chair. Flex that left foot, press the left knee away. Hands can come to heart. Sit the weight back toward the right heel, back toward the hips. Maybe you can rest your elbows on your left leg and give that left glute a little stretch out. If you have a little more space, maybe fingertips can come down to the mat. Whatever feels good for you today. Keep flexing the left foot, pressing the left knee away for 3. 2. 1, and then we're going to come all the way back up to standing. Draw left knee into chest, reach the arms up. Exhale, step the left foot down, bring the hands down by your sides. And we'll go straight to our second side now. Inhale, arms lift. Bend the knees, sit to your chair, exhale. Inhale, reach the arms a little higher. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold down, Uttanasana. Press into the left foot. Press into the right foot. It is the left foot that gets light this time. We're going to inhale up toward our half lift. Hands to shins. Fingertips down or fingertips to a chair. And we're going to pick that left leg up and send it behind us, heel up, toes down. You can watch it. Make sure that we're not starting to lift through the hip. Exhale, bring the left foot back down. Moving smoothly, not rushing it, not kicking it back. Inhale, instead using the whole body for the movement. Exhale, slow it down, smooth it out. One more time, inhale. Exhale. All right, left leg goes back, inhale. Left leg stays back, toes pointing down. We're not going to move the left leg. It is the right knee that bends in order for the left leg to come down. So inhale here. Exhale, bend the right knee. Tap the left toes down. No weight in the back foot. Inhale, press away. Exhale, bend the right knee and hinge back. Whew. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, bend the right knee. Tap the left toes down. Now we're transferring the weight from the front foot to the back foot. So at the moment, most of the weight is in the right foot. We're super light in the left toes. We're going to inhale, draw the weight back into the left foot to lift the torso. So it's kind of like a seesaw. And then exhale, draw the weight forward, maybe a little hover through the left toes. Twice more. Inhale. Good morning, right glute. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then all the way up to our crescent lunge. Inhale, coming up, lifting up, reaching those arms up. Hands are shoulder distance apart, palms turn in. So it's like you're holding onto something. That's how active we are with the hands. Armpits face forward. Inhale, reach the arms up a little higher. Find that length, that lift. Exhale, bend generously through the right knee until it comes over the ankle. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up and out of it. Exhale, find the lunge with those legs. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, lunge. Keep the legs as they are. Inhale, reach the arms up a little higher. Keep the lift, but bring the hands down. Exhale to heart. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, twist left elbow to the outside of the right knee. So finding this twist, keep your belly light off your right thigh as possible. We're going to keep the gaze down because we're transitioning that back foot. So notice if there's a lot of weight in your back leg, start to draw the weight forward to your front leg so we can, as lightly as possible, step the left foot forward, twisted Utkatasana, knees come into line. Keep the weight in your right foot because we're picking the left leg up and stepping it back. And then we're picking it up and stepping it forward. 1 more time. Pick it up, step it back. Pick it up and step it forward. Knees and hips in line now. Sit back into your chair. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, sit a little lower. Weight is back in the heels. And then inhale, lift all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come down by your sides. Hands can be at hips or hands down just by the sides. Notice how you're using your legs here. We might feel a little bit more even now. Maybe not. Press into your left foot. Try not to shift weight through the hips. So we're pressing into the left foot, drawing the right knee up. Notice if you press into the left foot and draw the right knee up and sort of tilt out to the side. Keep upright as much as possible. Foot down. Knee up, hips even. 1 more time, foot down. Knee up, hips even. This time that right foot is going to kick out toward the left. Hook it onto your left knee. Start to bend the left knee, sit back into your chair. Right foot is flexed, right knee is pressing away. Hands can be at heart, or we can sink into it a little more. Sit the weight back into your left heel. Maybe elbows rest on that right leg. Or you can take your fingertips down to the mat if you're wanting to go there today. Make sure there's a generous bend in your left knee wherever you are. So we're not making this about a hamstring stretch. We're making this all about the right glute. Torso stays long, shoulders stay relaxed. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's lift it all the way back up. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot comes down. Both hands come down. Beautiful. Taking the feet out to hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider, and the toes can turn out slightly toward the top corners of the mat. We're going to be moving down into our malasana, so that's our yogic squat. If you know where you like to transition or position your feet, take them there. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. And to come down, rather than thinking about a downward movement, which we tend to look down, curl the spine when we're like, oh, we're going down. We come like this, and this makes it really hard to bend the knees and sit back into your malasana. So instead of thinking about downward, instead thinking about keeping the chest lifted, the gaze either forward or even all the way up. So we're going to inhale. This lift of the intention of the gaze, of the chest, keeps us upright as we exhale, sit back, malasana. We're going to press into the heels, inhale, lift up. I'm just conscious of this. I know I've blocked the sound out in this shape for you before. So reaching up, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, bend the knees, sit back. The weight transfers back to the heels, but we stop ourselves from dropping back or curling forward with this lift through the chest of the arms. Press into the heels. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, sitting back. Hands can come to heart now. Inhale, finding your full malasana. Spread the chest between the upper arms, between the thighs. Roll the shoulders back and down toward your kidneys. Nice big way to open across the lower back here. And today we're going to take fingertips down. Keep your elbows hooked to the insides of your knees. I'll turn around so you can see me. And we're just going to start to transition the weight from one foot to the other. Notice where your weight sits and try and smooth this movement out. It becomes fluid, maybe even dance-like, and it's a beautiful way to open up across the inner thighs, to open up across the lower back, and to find movement through the hips. A couple more times. Coming back to center. We're going to plant the hands down in front of us. So weight is in the heels. Transfer the weight forward into the hands. Lift through the hips. You have the option to be here, just coming up onto the tippy toes. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to rock the weight back. You have the option to take the rock forward as a transition in toward your crow pose. So inhale, rock the weight forward, lift the hips, lift the heels. Knees toward triceps. We might stay here, or maybe start to bend the elbows, take the weight forward. Keep lifting at the hips, maybe one foot lifts. Maybe another foot hovers off the mat. For 3, otherwise you're rocking the weight back into your heels, back toward your malasana, and then back forward for 2. For 1, we'll rock the weight back. We'll all lift the hips now, rock the weight forward, walk the feet to parallel and hip distance apart. Soften the knees as much as you need to. We're going to interlace the fingers and take the interlaced fingers to the base of the skull. I like to draw my thumbs up my neck. I feel like that gives me a better grip. And then just take the forward fold, maybe swaying a little one way, then the other. And if you are swaying, you'll notice the weight transition from your left foot to your right, and then back again. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. And perhaps the eyes are closed. And a couple more breaths here. And then releasing the interlace of the fingers, bringing the hands back down to your chair or your mat. We're heel-toeing the feet together, squeezing the inner thighs, inhale. And then exhale, bending the knees, coming down into a little squat. Fingertips stay on the mat or on your chair. So you notice as the knees bend, the weight draws forward into the toes. Inhale, press the weight back into the heels, lift the sit bones. Keep the inner thighs squeezing. Exhale, transition the weight forward. Hips lower, shoulders lift. So inhale, hips lift, shoulders lower. Here's another little seesaw. Exhale, hips lower, shoulders lift. Maybe you get a few cracks out through your knees like me. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Okay, from here, we're going to have a little balance on our toes before making this super stretchy. So getting light in your fingertips. Just like we did sinking into our malasana, we're going to start to lift the chest, maybe lift the gaze. Draw belly button away from the thighs. Lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. Create as much height through this shape as you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you might want to take your hands to the mat or a chair for this, or we can have a little play with our balance. Start to separate the knees. Heels and balls of the feet stay pressing together. So we end up in this sort of star shape with the legs. Inhaling. Then exhale, let the hands come down. Draw the hips back in space. Start to walk the hands forward. Allow the head to draw heavily downward toward the mat. And taking a few breaths here. Again, a big one for the inner thighs, for the lower back. If this is too much on the ankles or the knees, or it's just feeling a little sticky through the legs in general, you can bring the knees down, untuck the toes, and take a wide-legged child's pose instead. Otherwise, let's stay up. It's a nice little stretch out for the feet if they're happy in this shape. A couple more breaths. And then walking the hands back in toward the feet, looking up. We're going to sit ourselves back into our Baddha Konasana. So maybe hands come down beside you for support as you sit back. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Let's all take the hands back behind us. Lift the weight out of the hips a little bit. Try and stick your butt out behind you and place the hips back down. So it's like you come off the back part of your bottom and right down onto the sit bones. This allows the lower back to lengthen out so that if we are tilting forward, we're hinging right at the hips rather than curling through the back. Lean back into your hands, lift your chest up. Draw your shoulder blades together, and if you're comfortable here, you can gaze up. You can even allow the head to draw back if that feels good. 4, 3, 2, 1, look forward and stay. Or if you can keep the spine straight and bring the hands away from the mat toward your feet, let's do so. You can hold the ankles or the big toes. Inhale, keep the chest lifted forward. Or you can interlace the fingers underneath the feet. Exhale, keep the length of the spine as you draw forward. So not making it about top of the head toward your feet. Instead, think top of the head toward the front of your mat. Maybe chest toward feet. Back of the neck stays long for 3. 2. 1. And if your hands are to your feet, if you have folded forward, keep the spine long. Come on up, and we're going to rock the weight back into the hips. Draw the knees together using the activity of the center of the body. Keep the weight in the hips, lift the heels, so it's just the tippy toes down. I'm going to turn myself this way. Squeezing the inner thighs, drawing chest toward belly, reaching the arms forward, or you can support yourself by taking a hold of the backs of the thighs. We're going to lift the legs up. Because we've been focusing so much on stability today, we're going to bring a little bit into stability through the core, focusing on the center here. We've been doing a lot through the core already. So inhale. As you exhale, right knee comes into the chest. We start to lower down, not rushing the movement. Can you slow it down as much as possible? And then when you get almost to the mat, we lift it back up. Not using momentum, not rocking back and forward. Exhale, using the core, other side. So left knee comes into the chest, right leg extends long, slow it down. Inhale back up. It's really tempting to give yourself a rock up. Try not to. Exhale down. Right knee into the chest. Left leg long. Keep breathing. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Okay, we're going down again, taking a twist. Exhale down. And this time, all the way down, left leg goes long. Give your right knee a hug into your chest. Maybe give it a little roll one way, then the other, massaging out the hip and the lower back. Right knee goes into left hand. Right arm goes out beside you. Draw your right knee across the body and out to the left. You can turn your face toward the right. Take a few big breaths here. And then releasing, coming back to center. Reaching the arms forward, picking the left leg, the head, the shoulders off the mat. Let's come back up. And slowly lower back down on the other side. Left knee into chest, right leg extends long. Allow yourself to come all the way down. It feels so good. Both hands to left knee. Give it a little wobble. And then right hand to left knee, left arm long beside you. Draw your left knee out to the right, twist it out. And then untwisting. Drawing both knees up into the chest, giving yourself a final squeeze. If you're by a wall and wish to take a supported Viparita Karani instead of your Shavasana, please feel free to take those legs up the wall. It's beautiful restorative inversion. Otherwise, if you've got no wall like me, just sending the legs long. Hands down by your side, maybe popping something warm over your body. Finding a space where you can be comfortable. If there's any final movements you need to do in order to get there, please take them. And in your own time, settling towards stillness with the acknowledgement that stillness doesn't mean stagnant or solid or rigid. Even though our bodies are relatively still, we're still fluid, soft, giving and receiving, breathing and being. And as you find stillness, allow the breath to settle, to calm, become more subtle. You might notice the beat of your heart start to slow down, the temperature of your skin start to cool. Reflecting now on that intention that you set at the beginning of your practice today. Gathering it in toward your heart. Acknowledging how your intention affected your practice or influenced your practice. And if it was something that benefited you, that was positive to your practice today, maybe you want to take the intention forward with you off your mat. And if not, perhaps you want to take a moment to let that intention go here. Maybe a new intention has arisen. The movement on our mat is not just movement with the physical body. It creates patterns. It teaches us how we respond to challenges. We can take these multitude of learnings off our mat and forward with us into our day-to-day lives. And we use this time in our Shavasana, in our stillness, to collect, to recognize, to assimilate and let all the learning settle in the body. I'm going to leave you here on your mat this morning. I'm very much looking forward to seeing you all in person next week. In the meantime, I'll see you tomorrow morning for yoga stretch. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.